Hello everyone, this is our 2019 Aston Martin Vantage with 10,642 miles. Beautiful silver color. This video is probably not going to do it justice. It's a little bit sensitive to the sun, especially in picture and video. So wherever the sun hits it, it kind of gets blown out and super overexposed, like right here. But in person, it just has so much contrast and so much metallic flake. This paint looks incredible. Typically, in my opinion, silver is a pretty kind of, it just doesn't really have any vibrance or personality. Silver is usually a pretty boring color, but Aston Martin definitely found a way to make it very interesting. No real defects on the front, just a handful of very minuscule rock chips. That's pretty much any vehicle would have that's ever been on the freeway. There's just a handful of really, really tiny ones. Front driver's side fender area. Looks really good. Car does have paint protection film on it as well. Driver's side mirror, no issues there. Front driver's side wheel looks excellent. Driver's side door, fantastic shape. Very aggressive side skirt here. No rock chips or damage on that. Rear quarter panel on the driver's side. Again, no flaws, it looks fantastic. Rear driver's side wheel, no issues there. Moving around to the back end of this car definitely has a lot of personality, lots of very interesting angles. Quad exit exhaust. On each side it exits kind of out of the middle of the bumper, which is also kind of part of the diffuser. Again, the back end of this car just has a lot of personality. It's a very interesting design. Personally, I love the way the taillights and diffuser, just the entire shape of the back end, I think looks phenomenal. You have backup cameras and reverse sensors. Yes, I said backup cameras plural, which I will show you when we move to the interior, but the back end does not have any wear on it. And it does have kind of a sportback design as well. It doesn't really have a trunk partition like right here. This is all one big open hatch, and it kind of opens up, including the back glass, like a sportback would. Passenger rear quarter panel looks flawless. Rear passenger wheel does not have any blemishes. Passenger door does not have any flaws. Passenger mirror, perfect. Passenger side skirt, perfect. Front passenger fender area. This is kind of a clamshell deal. The entire segment there opens as the hood. But there are no flaws there. And the front passenger wheel is also perfect. Typically, I'd walk around the car from a 1 foot distance to kind of help show you the car, kind of what it looks like without combing over every little small defect. But this car doesn't really have many flaws, so I'll walk around it from about a 10 foot distance so you can kind of understand the overall aesthetic and what the car looks like, at least on video. Because this car doesn't really have enough flaws, in my opinion, to justify walking around it from a 1 foot distance. I think you guys might appreciate this view a little bit better. Overall, I think this is a fantastic car, very unique styling. It looks fantastic, especially with the Mercedes 4-liter twin-turbo V8 paired with the ZF 8-speed. It makes this very, very enjoyable to drive. Moving to the interior, we have all the Alcantara you could ever want. Pretty much the entire door panel is Alcantara, save for a small gloss black accent down here, and some of the harder leather for the armrests for longevity. Door handle here, traditional kind of harder leather on the outside, soft Alcantara on the inside. One-touch windows, remote trunk release. And of course, same deal with the seats. Side bolstering is kind of a firmer leather, whereas the entire center section of the seat is Alcantara. Very comfortable, very smooth. Really nice floor mats as well. I will say, as far as supercars go, this one is surprisingly easy to get in and out of. Like the ergonomics of the design of the entry of this car, it's just really, really easy to get in and out of, and I definitely appreciate that. So here we have on the gauge cluster, you can see the mileage on the right, 10,642 miles, pretty low. No warning lights, no issues. A lot going on the steering wheel here, so you do have some of the gauge cluster info on the right side anyways. You can toggle that with these buttons, as well as the driving mode. And it does have a variable exhaust, which I will showcase in a minute. On the left side, you have voice commands, Bluetooth, and suspension dampening. And also your audio control right here. Very large paddle shifters, which are great because they're fixed to the steering column. I wish more manufacturers would do that because the driving experience is so much better when your paddles don't move with the steering wheel, in my opinion. The distance from the paddle to the wheel is like perfect, at least for my hands anyways. I feel like it's very comfortable. They work really well. They're really well designed. I think they feel great. They're aluminum, they don't feel cheap. All the buttons in here are in great shape, and once you understand kind of the button layout, just looking at it quickly, it looks like chaos. You have no idea where anything is, but after spending a little bit of time with the car, it's actually a really predictable layout, and it's not bad at all to deal with. It does have navigation. Entire dash is Alcantara, which is pretty wild. Don't see that very often. It's just absolutely leather everywhere, except for on the A-pillars and headliner, which is kind of interesting. A little bit backwards, but I think it's still really nice. Passenger seat is flawless. You get a little bit of storage between where the trunk section kind of separates out. Cup holders here. They don't look like they would cradle anything too well, but they actually do fit a bottle pretty well. Like a water bottle fits in there really securely, which is nice. You do have auto start stop toggle, traction control, parking sensors, and cameras. So I did mention rear cameras. So you do get the option of a 360 view in the center backup camera, as well as a wider angle backup camera, which looks like it uses 3. So you get a more complete view of what's behind you if you're trying to navigate into a tighter spot. So that's pretty cool. Also the frameless auto-dimming rearview mirror and auto-dimming side mirrors with blind spot warnings as well. Really nice to have. Your seat adjustments are here. You do have memory seats. So it does have quite a bit of driving features. And typically I would pop the hood, but on the Aston Martin Vantage, for whatever reason, the quirky people from the UK decided to put the engine latch on the right. Maybe because Aston Martin is a British automaker and they didn't want to move it over for the US or any of the left-hand drive people, but it's on the passenger side for us in the US. And here it is, 4-liter twin-turbo V8 paired with an 8-speed automatic ZF transmission. Makes a really good amount of power but it also makes really good low end torque as well. So if you don't want, you know, aggressive high RPM driving, it still moves around really well. It feels effortless even in the lower RPM band, which I feel is super nice for just day-to-day driving if you're not trying to go on a spirited drive. And there you can see the LED daytime running lights. It's just such a really good looking car. That is our 2019 Aston Martin Vantage. If you have any further questions, please feel free to check out the sales listing on our website at exoticmotorsportsok.com. Thank you for watching.